What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of 90 Day Fiance Season 9, Episode 6. If I have to turn this car around, the review for Eve and Mohamed. So that starts off with the plumber coming over to install the bidet. And Mohamed, so in the bathroom, it's the plumber crouched, all around the damn toilet with his tools trying to connect this bidet. And Eve is there next to him watching what he's doing, I guess. So Muhammad comes into the bathroom and he's like, "What's going on in here?" Look, I don't mean to be rude, okay? What do you mean? What's going on in here? They are crouched in this tiny little bathroom. There's a man there, definitely, with tools working on the toilet. Um, I'm not understanding why you're confused, Mohammed. But anyways, he's like, "What's going on in here?" And so she says the plumber came to install the bidet. His precious, precious, precious bidet. He cannot conduct his prayers until he uses this bidet. So Mohammed says, "Well, why didn't you tell me that he arrived?" And Eve says, "I thought you were with Theron." And then Mohammed says that in Islam, a woman cannot be alone with another man. So Muhammad says there should be a certain amount of distance between Eve and the other man. I guess Eve was too close to the plumber. Okay, I understand, Muhammad. I totally understand where you're coming from. But do you understand where she's coming from? Are you trying to understand where she's coming from as well? So Muhammad's whole thing is that when the plumber came, I guess as soon as he rang the doorbell, I don't know exactly at what point, but she was supposed to have gotten Muhammad, and then Muhammad would have been the one to kind of like take over everything. And then, Muhammad would have shown him where the bathroom was, and, he would have dealt with all of that instead of her having to deal with that because in his religion, a woman cannot be alone with a man. And so Eve was like, okay, so where am I supposed to be? Am I supposed to be in another room outside? Where am I supposed to be while he's working on my toilet in my house? And he says that you need to keep a certain amount of distance between you and the other man because anything can happen. Okay, true. Anything can happen. That's absolutely 100% true. But he kind of had this thing about him, like he was, I don't want to say reprimanding her, but he was kind of like, I don't know. I didn't like the way he was talking to her. Kind of like, shouldn't you know that you can't be alone with a man? Or it was just, he had a tone. Okay, let me just say it like that. He had a tone about him. And so Eve was like, "I'm trying to do something for you. I don't really care about this bidet. This is all being done for you. And here you are like chastising me because I'm like I happen to be near the plumber while he's working on my toilet." And so he says, and then she says, "I'm not Muslim, so I don't know all the rules and the protocols of what a woman should and should not do. I think I need to make a list or something." And he says, "Yes, yes, you need to make a list." And she's like, I was actually joking. He was like, "No, you need to make a list. You need to make a list. You need to learn all the ways, all the do's and the don'ts of my religion." And then she says, "But I'm not a Muslim woman." And then he says, "But you are with a Muslim man." And then she says, "But you're in America." So this is interesting to me because it's like, what trumps what? What is going to be the protocol when we have people of different religions, different cultures, different backgrounds? Which one is going to prevail? And I feel like if there is no agreement, like anything else in the law, if there is no agreement between the parties, you need to just fall back on what the law is. Now, there isn't no law about this, but I feel like if there is no agreement, if they're both are not going to agree to either follow the Muslim belief or not follow the Muslim belief, then you should just follow the rules and the protocols of the land. And the land is America. So he can keep his religion and definitely follow his own religion, but I don't think he should expect her to do the same. I think he should just let her do what she's been doing in the land that she's, been living in her whole entire life. I don't think it's proper to expect her to change for him if they're both living in America. Obviously, if they're living in a Muslim country, it would have been a completely different story. She should follow the rules and regulations of the Muslim country. But here, he needs to follow the rules and regulations of America. And no one is telling him that he can't practice his religion, but he shouldn't expect her to do certain things and to live a certain way that she's not really accustomed to. So he needs to kind of bend over for her, not her for him. So she says that, she's really not sure if they're ready to get married because she has a lot to learn about Mohammed. I'm not understanding why you wouldn't be sure about that, because if you've gone through this whole entire process of getting this man over here to the United States, like, how do you just turn around and say, okay, it's not going to work out, you're going to have to go back to Egypt? I mean, you would think that y'all would try to get to know each other way before he arrived, that you would have asked, or he would have asked the questions about, okay, so you're Muslim, I'm not. How are we going to handle this? What do you expect from me? And then I'll tell you what I expect from you. Instead of having this conflict, when the plumber is there a couple of feet away trying to fix this bidet for y'all. That's not the time and place. So it just boggles my mind that people don't talk about things before they actually take action. Like, why don't y'all discuss this? Or like, why can't he say, I'm going to expect you, you don't have to convert, but I am going to expect you to follow these certain things of my religion. And then she can say yay or nay to that. This is going to work for me, or this is not going to work for me. And vice versa. She should say to him, this is what I'm going to expect from you. I'm not a Muslim woman, but I expect you to A, B, C, D, or whatever. Why aren't so all y'all want to do is just hop in the bed and, wrestle around in the bed. That's all y'all want to do. Y'all don't want to have important discussions on how y'all are going to be living the rest of your lives together. I don't know, but it was just really odd that they decided to have this discussion while the plumber was there, because this is something that I'm thinking would have been discussed beforehand, and something that Eve would have known, or Muhammad would have known. Hey, if there's another man in the room, I'm going to sit right there next to him and you're just going to have to put up with it, or I'm going to respect your religion and be 10 feet away or 10 feet apart or whatever the situation is. But yeah, that was just bizarre that these two grown folks never had this discussion before. That is my review. I have finished all of my reviews now of season 9, episode 6. I didn't want to clump them all together in one, because then it's going to be a very, very long video. So y'all can just pick and choose what y'all want to see, or none of it, all of it, some of it, whatever makes you happy, whatever floats your boat. This is the end of Even Muhammad. If you like this video, on your way out, don't forget to rate this video, whether you like it or you don't. If you like this content, please subscribe. If you don't like this content, don't worry about it. Just keep it moving. And I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.